The galaxy thought humans were weak and insignificant. Alien fleets laughed at Earth's defenses, but they never expected a warship that could outsmart, outmaneuver, and destroy entire fleets with precision. Every strike was calculated, every move anticipated. The humans turned impossible battles into total domination. Witness the rise of a species that the galaxy can no longer ignore. Don't miss a single epic moment. Subscribe now for more amazing HFY adventures. The galaxy had always been dominated by powerful alien empires. Vast stretches of space were under their control. Planets and civilizations that resisted were crushed without mercy. Humans were considered a minor, primitive species on a small blue planet, far from the center of galactic politics and war. Yet even in quiet sectors of space, rumors began to spread, whispers of a strange human warship approaching the edge of known space. At first, the aliens dismissed these reports. Commanders laughed at the notion that humans could challenge their fleets. Curiosity grew as more scouts reported unusual energy readings, massive bursts of power unlike anything they had seen before. Alien scientists tried to study these signals, but human technology remained a mystery. Shields and engines operated on principles no alien could comprehend. It seemed humans had mastered secrets of the universe that no one else had discovered. A rare unease spread among the alien fleets, the feeling that something unpredictable and dangerous was coming. On distant planets under alien rule, soldiers prepared for routine patrols, unaware that everything was about to change. Fleets shifted positions without explanation. Generals debated the meaning of strange signals. But no one could anticipate the true scale of the approaching force. On Earth, humans continued their work quietly, appearing ordinary to any outside observer. Yet engineers and pilots labored tirelessly, calibrating weapons, shields, and navigation systems, every detail designed with precision, showing the unique intelligence, foresight, and patience of humanity. Observers from other species began noticing a pattern in human behavior. Humans planned carefully, acted strategically, and anticipated threats long before they arrived, unlike other civilizations that relied on brute force. Humans combined creativity, adaptability, and intelligence. Aliens were used to overwhelming weaker opponents. But humans calculated every move with precision, anticipating alien strategies as if they could read minds. The warship itself was unlike anything the galaxy had seen. Massive but sleek, elegant and powerful. It cut through space with speed and authority. Energy sources glowed softly, yet radiated immense power. Weapons were seamlessly integrated into the hull. Defenses could repel attacks from multiple directions. Yet there was no arrogance in its design. It was built for efficiency, survival, and the ultimate demonstration of human capability. When the warship finally emerged from the edge of a nebula, scouts reported its appearance in shock. The vessel moved with quiet authority, as if it belonged to the cosmos. Alien commanders stared at their screens, confidence faltering. The ship's presence alone demanded attention. Fleets that had never feared humans now hesitated. Reports of its scale and strange energy signatures spread quickly across command centers and communication networks. Humans did not announce themselves with words or threats. They did not fire the first shot. They simply appeared, letting their presence speak for their power. Alien commanders tried to estimate human capabilities, but their calculations failed. They had never faced a species so cunning, patient, and technologically advanced. Even the most experienced generals felt a cold shiver of danger, as if the universe itself had shifted overnight. Every nearby planet and system sensed the tension. Colonies sent alerts, trading stations paused operations. And spies reported unusual activity on Earth. A planet once dismissed as insignificant now held the galaxy's full attention. Humans had never acted with such scale before. Yet it was clear they were ready for what was coming. A wave of uncertainty swept through alien fleets, replacing arrogance with fear. The arrival was not just the entrance of a warship. It was humanity announcing itself as a force to be reckoned with, challenging centuries of assumptions, questioning the supremacy of established empires, and reminding the galaxy that humans could never be underestimated. As the warship moved forward, the first stirrings of true terror rippled across the stars. From the edge of the nebula, the human warship advanced steadily, its massive hull cutting through the void with quiet authority. Alien scouts detected it first, sending frantic signals back to their commanders. The messages were filled with confusion and disbelief. No one had ever seen a vessel like this. It moved with speed, precision, and a strange calm that unsettled even the most experienced officers. Alien fleets prepared to respond, expecting human panic or hesitation. But none came. The humans were silent, controlled, and unshakable. As the warship drew closer, small skirmishes began to unfold. Alien drones attempted to intercept it, firing energy beams and missiles. Yet every strike was neutralized effortlessly. Human shields absorbed the attacks with minimal impact. Countermeasures disabled enemy projectiles before they could reach critical systems. The aliens were shocked, their confidence eroding with each failed attempt. They had underestimated the humans completely, thinking them primitive and weak. Now they realized that Earth's species was unlike anything in their experience. Sensors aboard the human vessel scanned every alien ship with unmatched speed and accuracy, targeting weaknesses that no alien tactician had noticed. Humans calculated trajectories, energy flows, and weapon ranges with precision that made their opponents' strategies obsolete. Every alien commander struggled to adapt, yet their maneuvers were always one step behind. The humans seemed to anticipate every decision before it was made. It was as if the humans had studied the aliens' behavior for centuries, predicting reactions with eerie accuracy. Communication attempts by the aliens were met with silence. Human responses were encoded in ways that no one could break. Alien translators failed repeatedly, leaving fleets uncertain of human intentions. The tension in space was palpable. Every commander knew that one wrong move could mean disaster. Yet the humans remained calm, their discipline and control sending a clear message without words. This was not a species that could be intimidated, negotiated with easily, or dismissed. The first real confrontation occurred when an alien cruiser tried to ram the warship, believing sheer force could overwhelm it. The humans reacted instantly, deploying energy fields that deflected the cruiser harmlessly. Countermeasures disrupted its systems, leaving it adrift, powerless, and confused. Other alien ships attempted similar tactics, but every assault was met with calculated precision. The humans struck only when necessary, disabling enemy vessels without unnecessary destruction, showing strategy and intelligence far beyond brute force. Observers from distant systems watched in awe as the humans controlled the battlefield, their movements coordinated with perfect timing, their weapons precise yet restrained. The aliens' confidence plummeted as fleets scattered to avoid destruction. They had never faced an enemy that combined patience, strategy, and power in such a seamless way. Even the most aggressive species in the galaxy realized that humans were unlike anything they had faced before, a species that could turn defense into offense with elegance and efficiency. The human warship also revealed its ability to adapt in real time, responding to unexpected attacks and environmental hazards with creative solutions. Alien attempts to flank, confuse, or trap the vessel failed repeatedly. The humans used the battlefield itself as a tool, turning asteroid fields, radiation belts, and gravitational anomalies to their advantage. Every move displayed intelligence, foresight, and a willingness to exploit every opportunity, leaving alien commanders frustrated, exhausted, and increasingly fearful. By the time the humans completed their first engagement, the alien forces had suffered significant losses without ever truly understanding what had happened. Ships were disabled, formations broken, and morale shattered. Humans had achieved their objectives without reckless aggression, demonstrating that their strength was not only in weapons, but in intellect, discipline, and strategy. Whispers spread across the galaxy about the mysterious human warship, a vessel that did not simply fight, but dominated with elegance, cunning, and terrifying efficiency. Even after the first contact ended, the alien fleets were unsettled. They could not predict where humans would strike next, how they would respond to future threats, or what other hidden technologies Earth's species possessed. Humans returned to calculated positions, ready for any action. Their calm presence a constant reminder that the galaxy had underestimated them for too long. Fear replaced arrogance among the alien ranks, and respect mixed with terror, as the humans had proven they were not just survivors, but masters of strategy and war. The first contact was more than a confrontation. It was a demonstration of human superiority in tactics, foresight, and adaptation. The galaxy realized that Earth's species could not be ignored, underestimated, or defeated easily. Every alien vessel that had engaged with the human warship would carry the memory of its precision, control, and intelligence. A new chapter had begun in galactic history, one where humans were no longer a quiet presence, but a force that commanded attention, respect, and fear. Alien fleets had regrouped after their first failed attempts to challenge the human warship. Commanders believed overwhelming firepower could intimidate the humans. Massive plasma cannons were aimed at the vessel, energy beams arcing across space with deadly intent. Yet the humans remained calm, their shields absorbing every strike with near-perfect efficiency. Alien pilots grew frustrated as nothing seemed to penetrate the defenses. Every attack was met with calculated counters that left the aliens bewildered. The humans did not waste energy on unnecessary aggression. They struck only at critical points, disabling key systems on enemy ships with precision-guided attacks. Alien vessels that had once been confident now drifted in disarray. Propulsion systems disrupted, communications cut, and weapons rendered useless. It was clear that the humans understood both their technology and their opponents far better than the aliens had anticipated. Every move displayed intelligence, timing, and strategy. Alien commanders tried to adapt, coordinating new attack patterns and flanking maneuvers. Yet the humans anticipated every tactic, repositioning instantly and exploiting openings with unerring accuracy. Ships that had moved boldly now found themselves trapped or neutralized. Energy shields flared against incoming fire, while countermeasures disrupted missile systems. Humans were everywhere at once, yet controlled, disciplined, and patient, turning what should have been chaos into complete dominance. Observing the battle from command stations, alien strategists were struck by the difference between human tactics and conventional warfare. Humans did not rely on raw numbers alone. They calculated angles, energy flow, and enemy weaknesses with intelligence no one else had mastered. Even the fastest or most powerful alien ship could not predict human movements. Each strike felt premeditated, almost as if humans had foreseen the outcome before the battle began. One alien cruiser attempted a desperate assault, firing concentrated beams to break the warship's shields. Humans responded instantly, dispersing energy across multiple systems to neutralize the attack. A single counterstrike disabled the cruiser's main weapons and rendered it adrift, helpless and drifting in the void. Alien crews panicked as more ships suffered the same fate. It became clear that direct confrontation was futile. The humans were not just strong, they were smarter, faster, and more precise than any species the aliens had ever faced. The battlefield shifted as the humans exploited environmental hazards, using asteroid clusters, radiation belts, and gravitational anomalies to their advantage. Alien ships that attempted to navigate the terrain were funneled into traps or forced into defensive positions. While the human warship moved freely, unhindered, its systems optimized for adaptability and speed. The aliens struggled to keep up, their formations breaking under pressure, confidence giving way to fear. Throughout the engagement, humans displayed remarkable discipline, avoiding reckless attacks and minimizing unnecessary damage. Even as alien fleets faltered, the humans demonstrated that control, intelligence, and patience could achieve far more than sheer destruction. Each move was deliberate, each strike calculated, every decision made with both immediate and long-term consequences in mind. The aliens had never faced an opponent who combined power with such strategic brilliance. Reports from distant observers highlighted the humans' unexpected advantage. Even allies of the aliens were forced to acknowledge the precision and control of the human warship. The way it neutralized threats without unnecessary exposure became a model of tactical efficiency. Rumors spread quickly through communication channels, emphasizing the humans' ability to dominate without chaos, demonstrating that raw power alone was not enough to win against Earth's species. By the end of the engagement, alien fleets were in retreat, their losses mounting and morale shattered. Humans had neutralized critical targets while maintaining minimal risk to themselves. The warship itself appeared untouched, moving with quiet authority across the battlefield. Alien commanders realized that they had underestimated humans completely. and that brute force was ineffective against a species that combined patience, strategy, and intelligence in ways that no one could match. Even after the battle, tension lingered across the galaxy. The humans' dominance was undeniable. Their ability to absorb attacks and strike with precision had created a new standard in warfare. Every alien ship that had faced them carried the memory of being outmaneuvered, outsmarted, and outclassed. The first major confrontation had ended, but the message was clear. Humans were not just another species. They were a force capable of turning impossible battles into calculated victories. The galaxy had witnessed a new kind of power, one that combined technology, intelligence, and foresight. The human warship was not merely a machine. It was a symbol of Earth's ingenuity and strategic mastery. And every alien fleet would remember that underestimating humanity was a mistake with consequences. The humans had proven that strategy, patience, and intelligence could turn even the most terrifying attacks into opportunities for dominance. Leaving the galaxy both terrified and in awe, humans had shown the galaxy that they were not only strong but also clever. Every move of the warship demonstrated careful planning and intelligence. Alien commanders tried to recover from earlier defeats, but humans anticipated their every action. Sensors scanned enemy ships continuously, analyzing shields, weapons, and energy flows with unmatched speed. Every weakness was identified, exploited, and neutralized before the aliens could react. Alien fleets attempted to regroup and coordinate, hoping to regain control of the battle. But humans adapted instantly, repositioning the warship to counter every maneuver. Attacks that had been designed to overwhelm were met with calm precision. Human countermeasures disrupted enemy systems mid-strike. Alien pilots struggled to understand how a single ship could outmatch so many. Every attempt to strike back was turned against them. The humans revealed advanced technology during the engagement. Weapons capable of disabling enemy systems without destroying ships, energy shields that absorbed multiple attacks simultaneously, and sensors that tracked the fastest maneuvers in real time. Even alien engineers could not comprehend the designs. Every system worked in perfect coordination, showing that human technology and strategy were inseparable. The warship became a living example of discipline, intelligence, and foresight. Alien commanders tried desperate tactics, flanking maneuvers, concentrated fire, and feints, but humans countered every move with calculated responses. Traps were laid for ships attempting to escape. Hazards in space, such as asteroid fields and gravitational anomalies, were turned into advantages. Alien ships were funneled into vulnerable positions, while the humans moved freely, exploiting every opportunity with precision. Their adaptability made them unpredictable and nearly impossible to defeat. Humans struck with intelligence rather than brute force, targeting propulsion, weapons, and communication systems first, leaving ships disabled but largely intact. This method demoralized the aliens further. Their powerful fleets were being neutralized without the humans risking themselves unnecessarily. It was a display of controlled dominance, showing that patience, foresight, and planning could achieve more than raw aggression. Alien crews began to fear the humans' capacity to anticipate their every action. The warship's presence dominated the battlefield, every engagement highlighting human superiority in strategy and technology. Alien forces could not maintain formations. Attacks became disorganized, and morale continued to decline. Even elite alien units found themselves outmatched. The humans used every element of the environment to their advantage. Asteroid clusters, radiation belts, and magnetic anomalies became tools to control the battlefield, forcing aliens into positions where they could be disabled efficiently. Observing from a distance, other species realized that humans had redefined warfare. The warship was not just a vessel of destruction, it was a symbol of intelligence, coordination, and mastery. Every attack, defense, and maneuver was executed flawlessly. Even as aliens attempted new tactics, humans adapted instantly, demonstrating that no strategy could succeed against them without anticipating their response. The galaxy began to understand that humans operated on a level beyond expectation. The humans maintained discipline and control, striking only when necessary, avoiding reckless engagements, and focusing on maximum efficiency. Alien ships that survived the initial attacks were systematically disabled, leaving fleets fragmented and vulnerable. Humans had turned even the most chaotic battles into controlled victories. Every victory reinforced the lesson that intelligence and planning were far more dangerous than sheer firepower. The aliens realized that they were facing a species that had mastered the art of war in a way they could not match. Even after major engagements, humans continued to dominate, maintaining positions of control while preparing for future conflicts. Their technology, discipline, and strategy ensured that no alien could threaten them without suffering devastating losses. The warship became a symbol of Earth's power and ingenuity, its presence alone reshaping the psychology of enemies across the galaxy. Fear and respect spread among alien commanders, who now understood that humans could control outcomes with skill and foresight. By the end of the engagement, the alien fleets were demoralized, losses mounting, and confidence shattered. Humans had demonstrated that strategy, adaptation, and technology were a combination no one could overcome. Every move had been calculated, every strike precise, and every decision made with long-term success in mind. The warship had proven that humans were not just another species in the galaxy, but a force capable of reshaping battles, empires, and expectations, leaving a lasting impression of fear, respect, and awe. The galaxy had witnessed something new, a species that could combine intelligence, strategy, and technology to dominate superior forces. The humans had turned impossible situations into victories, showing that preparation, foresight, and discipline could overcome even overwhelming odds. Alien fleets had learned a lesson they would never forget, that Earth's species was not only powerful, but smart, adaptable, and unstoppable, and the human warship remained the ultimate symbol of their supremacy. Alien fleets tried to recover after repeated defeats. Commanders gathered their ships for a massive, concentrated strike. They believed sheer force could finally overwhelm the humans. Massive energy beams and missiles were launched in unison, but the humans anticipated the assault. Shields flared and absorbed the impact with ease. Countermeasures disrupted enemy projectiles mid-flight. Alien pilots struggled to keep formation as one by one their ships were neutralized. The humans did not attack recklessly. They calculated every move, exploiting weaknesses in the alien formation. Traps were laid with precision, drawing enemy ships into vulnerable positions. The aliens fired desperately, hoping to break the humans' line. But every attack was predicted, countered, and turned into an advantage. Alien confidence collapsed as their fleets suffered heavy losses. They had underestimated the patience and intelligence of humanity. One alien commander attempted a bold maneuver, directing a fleet to flank the human warship from multiple directions, expecting confusion and panic. But the humans responded instantly, repositioning shields and weapons to intercept. Enemy ships were forced into crossfire, propulsion and weapons disabled one by one. What had been a coordinated strike became a disaster for the aliens. Panic spread through the ranks as their most powerful vessels were neutralized without warning. From the warship's control center, humans monitored the battlefield with perfect coordination, analyzing energy flows, enemy trajectories, and potential weaknesses simultaneously. Decisions were made instantly and executed flawlessly. Alien drones and ships were systematically disabled, leaving fleets in disarray. Commanders could only watch as their strongest assets were neutralized by a single vessel. The humans had turned defense into offense, using every movement of the enemy against them. Alien soldiers and pilots were overwhelmed by the efficiency and precision of human tactics. They had never faced an enemy so disciplined and intelligent. Every human strike was calculated, and every countermeasure perfectly timed. The battlefield seemed to be under human control. Even when vastly outnumbered, the aliens realized that their numbers were meaningless against a species that combined strategy, foresight, and technology. The human warship also used the environment to its advantage. Asteroid fields, radiation belts, and gravity wells were exploited to funnel alien ships into traps. Unexpected hazards turned into strategic tools, while humans maneuvered with ease, adapting instantly to changing conditions. Alien fleets that had once moved boldly were now constrained and vulnerable. The humans' understanding of the battlefield made them seem almost prescient, predicting moves before they were executed. As alien ships faltered, humans struck at critical systems, disabling propulsion, communication, and weapons, minimal risk to themselves. The aliens' morale began to crumble. Their formations broke apart, and panic replaced command. Even elite alien units were neutralized systematically. The humans showed that victory was not about brute strength, but about intelligence, patience, and tactical brilliance. Every action was designed to maximize effect and minimize risk. Reports from distant observation posts spread rapidly, describing the humans' ability to control entire engagements without unnecessary destruction. Alien fleets were demoralized, and whispers of the human warship's power echoed across star systems. Even allied civilizations of the aliens began to doubt the wisdom of challenging humans. The warship had proven that Earth's species was not only strong, but smart, disciplined, and capable of overwhelming precision. By the midpoint of the battle, alien losses were catastrophic. Entire squadrons were adrift or disabled, and the once confident commanders were desperate to retreat. The humans maintained pressure, but did not pursue recklessly, showing both mercy and control. The engagement was a masterclass in warfare, demonstrating that careful planning and perfect execution could overcome even the most aggressive and numerous forces. When the battle finally concluded, the aliens had no choice but to retreat. Their morale shattered, their fleets in disarray. The humans had turned an impossible situation into total dominance. The warship itself remained unscathed, moving with quiet authority across the battlefield. The first major turning point had been achieved, showing the galaxy that humans were not only a force to be reckoned with, but masters of strategy and intelligence, capable of turning desperation into triumph. Even after the retreat, alien commanders were haunted by the efficiency and control displayed by the humans. Every vessel that survived carried the memory of being outmaneuvered and outsmarted. The message was clear to the galaxy. Brute force alone could not overcome Earth's species. Intelligence, foresight, and patience were weapons just as powerful as any cannon or missile, and humanity had proven that it could use them better than anyone else, leaving fear and respect in its wake. Humans had shown the galaxy that they were not just physically strong, they were masters of strategy. Every move of the warship revealed intelligence and planning beyond anything the aliens had expected. As alien fleets tried to regroup, humans anticipated every action, repositioning their vessel to exploit weaknesses that the aliens themselves had not noticed. Every formation the aliens attempted was countered before it could even be fully executed. It was as if the humans could see the battlefield in ways the aliens could not. Alien commanders scrambled to adjust, issuing new orders and trying to predict human reactions. But the humans moved with calm precision, targeting critical systems and leaving non-essential structures untouched. They struck only where it mattered, turning battles into demonstrations of efficiency rather than chaotic destruction. The aliens were frustrated. Their attempts to overwhelm humans with numbers and firepower failed repeatedly. Humans turned every attack into an opportunity, every maneuver into an advantage. Sensors aboard the human warship scanned enemy ships with lightning speed, analyzing energy flows, shield strength, and weapon systems in real time. Humans adjusted tactics instantly, exploiting gaps in defenses and neutralizing threats before the aliens could respond. Alien pilots tried evasive maneuvers, but each move was predicted and countered with precision. It seemed as though humans could read the very intentions of their opponents. The warship was not only a weapon, it was a command center of intelligence and adaptation. The aliens tried to hide behind fleet formations, thinking their numbers could shield them. Yet humans used misdirection, decoys, and traps to disrupt even the most carefully planned attacks. Asteroids and debris fields were turned into strategic tools, forcing alien ships into vulnerable positions. Every environment became a part of the battle. Humans adapted instantly, flowing through hazards like water through channels, turning challenges into advantages. The aliens had never faced opponents so flexible and resourceful. Every strike the humans made was precise, disabling propulsion, weapons, or communications, leaving ships crippled without unnecessary destruction. This careful method of warfare confused and terrified the aliens. They expected chaos and overwhelming attacks. But humans operated with patience and intelligence, striking only when it guaranteed maximum effect. Every alien vessel that engaged was analyzed, studied, and neutralized in ways that made conventional tactics useless. The warship was a single point of unstoppable strategy. Humans did not just fight, they taught lessons through action, showing the aliens that brute strength was meaningless without understanding, discipline, and foresight. Alien commanders began to realize that no amount of firepower could overcome a species that combined technology and intelligence so perfectly. Even when facing multiple threats at once, the humans responded calmly, calculating outcomes and adjusting to ensure success. Every decision was deliberate, every move part of a larger plan. Reports from distant observers spread through the galaxy, describing the warship's ability to dominate engagements with precision, agility, and intelligence. Alien fleets that had once been feared for their might were now humiliated, their attacks turned back on them, their formations broken, and morale shattered. Humans had created a new paradigm of warfare, one where strategy, patience, and adaptability were far more powerful than raw numbers. Every encounter emphasized the difference between humans and every other species. By the time the humans had completed their maneuvers, alien commanders were desperate, struggling to regroup their forces, knowing that direct confrontation would only lead to more losses. The humans had seized the initiative completely, using intelligence, prediction, and adaptability to control the flow of battle. Alien ships attempted retreat, but even then, humans maintained pressure, demonstrating that strategy could dominate even the most desperate maneuvers. The human warship revealed hidden technologies during the engagement, weapons that disabled enemy systems without destruction, shields that absorbed multiple attacks simultaneously, and sensors that tracked even the fastest maneuvers. Every system worked in perfect coordination, demonstrating that humans were not only technologically advanced, but also tactically superior. Their intelligence and planning made them unstoppable in the field. The aliens had never faced a force that could combine so many elements into such a seamless whole. By the end of the engagement, alien fleets were demoralized, their losses significant, and their confidence shattered. Humans had proven that strategy, foresight, and intelligence could dominate even against larger, better-equipped forces. The warship had become a symbol of human capability, showing the galaxy that brute force alone was useless against a species that combined cunning, technology, and adaptability. Every observer understood that humans were no longer to be underestimated, and the galaxy itself had begun to respect and fear Earth's warriors. Alien fleets had tried every tactic they knew to regain control after repeated defeats. Yet, that the humans anticipated every move. Their warship maneuvered with unmatched precision. Every attack the aliens launched was countered instantly. Alien commanders watched in disbelief as their strongest ships were disabled or forced to retreat. It became clear that no amount of firepower could overwhelm a species so disciplined, strategic, and technologically advanced. The humans exploited every weakness in the alien formations, guiding their opponents into traps and vulnerable positions. Every maneuver was calculated, every counterstrike perfectly timed. Alien ships that tried to flank or escape were intercepted and neutralized. Energy shields absorbed massive volleys of plasma, while countermeasures disabled missiles and drones before they could reach the humans. Every alien attempt to strike back ended in failure. Alien morale began to collapse. Crews panicked as they realized their superior numbers did not guarantee victory. Commanders struggled to maintain order. Yet the humans remained calm and in control. Each move was deliberate. Each decision aimed at maximizing advantage while minimizing risk. It was clear that the humans were not only technologically superior, but also tactically brilliant. Their intelligence and foresight turned even desperate situations into opportunities. The humans also demonstrated remarkable adaptability, responding instantly to new threats and unexpected attacks when alien ships attempted complex maneuvers or coordinated strikes. Humans countered with perfect timing, neutralizing multiple ships simultaneously. Environmental hazards such as asteroid fields, radiation belts, and gravitational anomalies were used strategically to funnel aliens into vulnerable positions, while the humans moved freely and without hesitation, showing control and mastery of every aspect of the battlefield. Every engagement reinforced the humans' dominance, disabling enemy propulsion, weapons, and communications while keeping their own systems intact. The aliens were demoralized, unable to understand how a single ship could outmatch entire fleets. Human strikes were precise, efficient, and calculated, demonstrating that patience, planning, and intelligence could achieve far more than sheer force. Alien pilots and commanders realized they had underestimated humans completely, and their arrogance began to turn to fear. Reports from distant observation posts spread across the galaxy, describing the humans' tactical brilliance and the way they neutralized threats with minimal risk. Even allied species of the aliens expressed shock at the humans' capability. The warship had proven that humans were not just a minor species, but a force capable of controlling entire battlefields with strategy and intelligence. Their presence reshaped the perception of warfare and power across multiple star systems. As alien fleets attempted retreat, humans maintained pressure without recklessness, showing restraint while keeping full control of the engagement. Every move was calculated to prevent escape or regrouping. Alien ships that survived were carefully monitored and tracked, unable to regain confidence or organize another attack. Humans had established dominance not through reckless aggression, but through discipline, foresight, and the clever use of both technology and strategy. The alien commanders struggled to adapt, issuing desperate orders and attempting new formations. Yet humans countered with efficiency and patience. Every strike, every maneuver turned against the aliens. The warship seemed to anticipate their intentions, predicting moves before they could be fully executed. Alien pilots experienced confusion and panic as their most powerful ships were systematically disabled, leaving them unable to mount any significant resistance. Every victory reinforced the humans' reputation as masters of strategy, intelligence, and adaptability. Alien fleets suffered heavy losses, their formations broken and morale destroyed. The humans had turned what seemed impossible into complete control of the battlefield, demonstrating that careful planning, adaptability, and technological mastery were far more effective than raw numbers or force. The aliens had learned a lesson they would never forget. By the end of the engagement, the humans had achieved a decisive turning point. Alien fleets were in full retreat, morale shattered, and the warship itself remained unscathed. Moving with quiet authority through the battlefield, the humans had proven that strategy, patience, and intelligence could dominate even the most powerful and numerous forces. The galaxy now understood that humans were not only formidable warriors, but masters of war, leaving every species in awe, fear, and respect. The human warship had become a symbol of Earth's capability, showing the galaxy that intelligence, foresight, and discipline could overcome overwhelming odds. Every alien fleet that encountered it would carry the memory of being outmaneuvered and outsmarted. The humans had established themselves as a force that could not be ignored, underestimated, or defeated easily, and the lessons of this battle would echo across the stars for generations. The humans had proven their superiority in every engagement. Alien fleets were scattered, demoralized, and desperate. Commanders struggled to understand how a single warship could dominate so completely. Every tactic they tried was anticipated, every attack neutralized. The humans had turned what seemed impossible into complete control of the battlefield. Their combination of intelligence, strategy, and technology was unmatched. Alien soldiers and pilots were in shock. They had expected chaos, aggression, and panic. Yet the humans acted with calm precision, every move calculated, every strike purposeful. Alien ships were disabled one by one, propulsion cut, weapons neutralized, communications jammed, leaving fleets in disarray. Even the most elite units found themselves outmaneuvered and helpless. It was clear that brute force alone could not defeat humanity. The warship moved with authority across the battlefield, scanning enemy positions, anticipating movements, and exploiting weaknesses instantly. Alien commanders attempted desperate counterattacks, concentrating their forces, launching massive volleys of plasma and energy. But the humans' shields absorbed everything. Countermeasures neutralized missiles and drones, and every assault was turned against the attackers. Panic spread through alien ranks. Confidence vanished. Humans used the environment to their advantage. Asteroid fields, radiation belts, and gravitational anomalies became strategic tools. Alien ships were funneled into traps, forced into positions where they could be disabled efficiently. The humans navigated freely, adapting to every unexpected hazard. Every engagement demonstrated their mastery of both technology and tactics. Alien fleets realized they were facing a species that could think and act faster than anyone else in the galaxy. Precision and efficiency defined every human action. Strikes were targeted at critical systems, leaving ships largely intact but rendered powerless. This careful approach demoralized the aliens, their confidence shattered. Every maneuver displayed strategy, patience, and foresight, even when outnumbered. The humans controlled the flow of battle completely, their intelligence turning chaos into dominance. From distant observation points, other civilizations watched in awe. The humans' control of the battlefield was unprecedented. Alien forces were humiliated, their formations broken, and their morale destroyed. The warship demonstrated that strategy, intelligence, and adaptation could outweigh raw numbers. Every encounter emphasized that humans were a species unlike any other, capable of turning the impossible into victory. As alien fleets attempted to retreat, humans maintained careful pressure, monitoring every vessel, ensuring no regrouping or escape. Strikes were precise, disabling systems without unnecessary destruction. The humans showed discipline and restraint, proving that victory was not only about destruction, but about control and efficiency. Alien commanders recognized that their arrogance and underestimation of humans had been fatal. The humans' technological superiority was clear. Weapons disabled systems without unnecessary loss. Shields absorbed multiple attacks. Sensors tracked rapid maneuvers. And their warship acted as both weapon and command center. Every system was coordinated, displaying intelligence, adaptability, and perfect execution. The aliens had never encountered a species capable of such seamless integration of strategy and technology. By the end of the final engagement, alien fleets were shattered, morale destroyed, and their confidence gone. The humans had turned a series of battles into decisive victories. The warship remained unscathed. Moving with quiet authority, a symbol of Earth's ingenuity, foresight, and discipline. Every alien vessel that encountered it would carry the memory of being outsmarted and outmaneuvered. The galaxy had witnessed the rise of humans as a dominant force, a species that combined intelligence, strategy, and adaptability to achieve total control over superior forces. Alien commanders learned that brute strength alone could never overcome Earth's species. The humans had shown that foresight, planning, and precision could turn impossible situations into absolute triumphs. And the fear, respect, and awe of humanity spread across every star system. Humanity had not just survived, they had triumphed spectacularly, establishing themselves as a force that could not be ignored or underestimated. Their warship was a testament to their intelligence, strategy, and technological mastery. And the events of these battles would echo across the galaxy forever, leaving every civilization aware that humans were not only fighters, but masters of war, capable of shaping the future of the stars with precision, patience, and unstoppable skill.